to tape. Okay. Huh. That's new. All right. So we're recording. So here we are, class 27, the last class. One more day of new stuff. And here we are. So this week looks like this. Today we are right here on the 24th. We're at the 1:10 to 2 o'clock. We're doing our final virtual class. At 2 o'clock, like I said today, 2 o'clock to 2:40 or 2:30, somewhere in there, I'll go over the video key for take-home test 6B. But you have to have that submitted by 2 o'clock. So you got about 45 minutes or it's 75 points off. I don't think it's fair that somebody sits and waits for me to go over it and then just copies off and then submits a perfect paper, whereas somebody else tried and, loses 50 points. So it's 75 points off if you turn it in after 2 o'clock today. The take-home test, 6B, but there's a slot there on the in the Canvas. Tomorrow is the test, the open note test. I would encourage you to come in and take it with the rest of them. If you're going to take paper and pencil, it's much easier. You can wait. You also turn in your packet 6 with the cover filled out, and the cover's on you have that on the PDFs. If you're going to go the old staying to the bitter end, the old virtual route, then you will get that test emailed to you get their test emailed to them by 2 p.m. Wednesday. So Wednesday, once they've all taken it, tomorrow, then 2 p.m. Wednesday, and they've had a chance to make it up. 2 p.m. Wednesday, you will get it emailed to you. You have until Thursday at 1 p.m. This is virtual. If you opt out of in class, and then virtual black and blue will be during a Zoom video from 1:10 to 2 p.m. on Thursday. Okay. If you come into class and take it, then you can come in either Wednesday or Thursday in the morning and go over it with blue pen. This is going to be, normally it takes me 8 nights to grade a test. I try and grade one problem a night, so I'm staying consistent. And so it takes me like 8 nights to grade it. Well, I got one night essentially to try and grade this thing, and it's not going to happen. So I'll grade a little bit of it, and the rest, you don't know what I'm going to grade, but the rest of it you're going to get back. And like you all would submit your test by Thursday at 1 p.m. And then, is it Thursday, 1 p.m.? Yeah. And then we'll do the virtual. No. It is due by Thursday at 1 p.m. Yeah. And then at that point, we're going to do our virtual 1:10 to 2 p.m. on Thursday, going over it. So you'd submit something, then you still have the paper with you, and then you'd go over and fix it in blue or black, or blue pen or green pen's fine. Friday, I'm still going to need help. People have been helping me for a week now. I think we have over 100 boxes of stuff, but there's probably 100 more boxes I need boxed up. And you could I know Jackie came up, you can do 10 boxes and get 12 points a box. If you make the box and fill the box, that's 12 points a box. You could do it up to Friday. If the final doesn't go so well for you, going, shoot, I need something. That would be I'll be up there Friday till about 3 p.m. Friday, then I've got to get out of here. I'm heading for Austin early Saturday morning, so I got to get packed up. Now, it's not ready the 29th. I just have it on the 29th, but this is what we're doing in June. So the June project starts June 3rd. And I've had about 5 people that have signed up. That's good. I'm hoping to get a dozen or so. It'd be great. And that's 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. are the live Zooms. You guys are used to that. But we won't just be doing Zooms. And by the way, the first session, I went ahead and made the first session free. So if you're not sure about it, you know what a Zoom is, but it's going to be something, it's going to be more elaborate than what I'm doing here. I'm going to have demonstrations and better lighting and better sound. Well, I have pretty good sound, but I'll put a lot of effort into those. More of a show. Anyway, so you come to the first session. Actually, I'm in Austin, so I'll come live from my older brother's house. The original Mr. Askey of Norman. Maybe he'll do a guest appearance. So just the usual Zoom link for that first one, maybe for all of them, but at least that first one, and free. And then you can decide, do I want to pay? And it's for you, it's 75% off. So it would only be $30 cash or $32 if you pay by credit card, rather than $120. Okay, so keep that in mind. A lot of stuff we just we didn't get to this year because of COVID and all. That will at least catch us up, and then I'll talk about other topics as well. So, like we'll take 2 field trips. There's the first one free, but we'll take 2 field trips. We'll go to the physics buildings, both of them, and the observatory, and then we'll go to the Stevens Research Center, and we'll get taken on a tour there by the guy that runs it. He's a cool guy. A good guy to know too, by the way. And then we'll have a cookout on the 29th. So all that $30 gets you all that stuff, and plus all the videos, and then we'll go on a bike ride here or there. We'll do other things like that. It's like kind of like a summer camp, mostly still Zoom though. I'm not going to kid you. Here's the new equation sheet, side 20, and I've got to go back up, I realized, and I got to print all these off, and then so you'll have all 20 of them on the test tomorrow or Wednesday or Thursday when you take it. Okay, Wednesday, I guess, for you, or tomorrow if you come in. But you'll have all 20 sides. That's something else. When you're live in person, you get the actual papers. You're not trying to look off a PDF or something. I mean, if you had your shots, I'm not sure why you wouldn't come in. I don't get that. We keep the room very ventilated. All right, so this has angle of repose, impulse. There's a couple of example problems on impulse. We'll do a couple of impulse problems today. And then I stuck in, as a tribute to Constantine, the Russian method. We talked about it in class, talked about it here a little bit. The Russian method of solving a lot of kinematic problems, a lot of problems we spend maybe 30 minutes on a problem, they can do it in 10. They treat everything as if it's one body. The whole system is one body, and the game they play is the center of mass can't move, so they adjust as things move around. Center of mass is adjusting, and they just come at it from a center of mass point of view, which I found interesting. That's the Russian way of doing it. So we would spend a day or two on that. We just didn't have time this year. So I thought, man, I'll stick it in there. Those are the formulas they use a lot. And then we didn't get to do it. We didn't get to the double angle inclined plane problem today, but I think that's on 612. And we didn't really get to 612 because we were working on the take-home test to make sure that was done. So 612, although you're going to get 8 points for it, you don't really do anything on it. I mean, if you want to write some stuff on there. But I think that may be out of 612. All right, so that's your new equation sheet. What else we got? There's the picnic. I was a little disappointed. I didn't have some of you came. Rose was there, but not many of the virtual kids came for the picnic. It was all morning. It went into the afternoon. I finally left around 2-ish. But these are just a collage of some screenshots. Rose is in that one. But anyway, it was fun. We had a big bouncy house that the administration never found out about, and lots of food and a lot of alumni there, just students like seniors. Played a little cornhole, a lot of volleyball played. It was fun. It was a nice day. It wasn't sunny really, but it wasn't like today. The girl, okay, so I spent all weekend trying to get them not to paint over that, and I succeeded. They finally agreed not to. But that was a spring dance, and then today we were supposed to go out and do the spring dance on the West Lawn, but then it rained. So these are some girls from a prom. This is probably 15 years ago. That was the tradition, that you did spring dance at the prom. But anyway, we couldn't do it. Oh, here's the Hall of Fame. So this I came out with last night. It was probably maybe 1 a.m, or else I put it in. I finally got on this morning. I finished it about 1 a.m, but I've had a couple of spellings. So check your name if you're on there to make sure I spelled it right. And then I fixed that for the official one that I'll announce. Surprising that there are so many virtual students on here. I mean, a lot of you, I mean, where we got? Rose, got Brandon. This is alphabetical, by the way. We got Ayo. We got Sophia. Aiden was. We got Miranda. We got Eric. So quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 20 are from the virtual. Honorable mentions, and this is also important. A lot of you are on honorable mentions. If you're on there, that's a big time. You should also include that. Say the honorable mention for people do include these things on their resumes, but you want to include that either on the Hall of Fame or else honorable mention, because people do, they do ask about it and say, well, I was one of the top students. So sorry if you didn't make it on there. I tried to be, I was only supposed to put 14 students on there. I ended up putting 20 because I couldn't find a good breaking point. In honorable mentions, I was supposed to have 10. I think I have around 10. So, you know, it's a tough, these are tough class. It's a lot of tough competition, but anyway, congratulations if you made it on there. And one of the benefits of being on the Hall of Fame is you don't take the final. Well, I ain't giving the final. There's not a final. We have our test 6 and that's it. Joke Monday was controversial. Last one of the year. So I'd already told you this. I'm selling my iPad Pro. What I'm working on right now works like a charm. I just need more memory. I need it bigger. So I'm going to improve. This is like 2 years old. I'll get one that's bigger, maybe a bigger screen, a lot more memory. So I'll sell this one. They said they'd buy it back from me for 520. So I'll sell it to you for 500 and the case, by the way. Actually 480, but including the case would be 500. And then I'm also going to sell my MacBook Pro, which it's twice the gigabytes of RAM, twice the hard drive. So it's twice as fast and twice as big a hard drive as a normal MacBook Pro. It blows away your dinky little MacBook Air. It's got 4 USB-C ports. I spent $2,000 on it. I'm going to buy another one, but I went and priced a new one. The new one, same comparable new one, is around $1,800. But I will work a deal out with you for $600 in June, because Apple said they would give me $580. So I thought, well, $600 sound. I'll round that off. $600. If I don't sell it for $600, I'll just keep it. So think about that if you're looking for to up your game on either the iPad, or you got to DM me if you're serious about it. We gave out stamp opportunities. Most of the stamp opportunities today was because of boxes. All right. So we're going to work about 3 problems today and talk about that. And then we'll break. I'll start recording this. I'll start putting it on the hard drive. And then while that's happening, we'll go ahead and I'll start up the video key for the take-home test 6B. So we're going to skip number 7. 7's a good problem, but it takes 20 minutes to do it. So let's go to number 8. And by the way, we're going to skip 9 as well. We'll work one like 9 in the take-home test. So number 8, I do want to work that one. Okay. So here we go. Number 8. First thing I want you to do, I didn't send them to the board, but I went and got some coffee while they were working on this. I want you to draw the 3-panel cartoon that goes with this one. And the 3-panel cartoon on these is you have a just pull this up. You have a just before collision. You have a during collision, and you have the just after collision. So fill in, and it's a drawing. It's not a free body diagram. This is a drawing. Okay. And so go ahead and do that. Hold on. Let's circle what we got here. Batter, softball batter swinging. She wants to hit an 85-mile-an-hour fastball. Okay. That's obviously your V0. The mass of the ball is 0.025 slugs. I looked it up. That, of course, we weighed it. That is true. And there's your M directly back at the pitcher at 150 miles an hour. Be careful, but that's V final. And there is a T, how long it is in contact with the bat. Okay, now I'm going to check to see if Pepper peed. And you go ahead and draw that. Draw what you think the drawing looks like. Oh, man. Text my wife, are you coming home? Huh. Interesting. You are right now drawing that up. Not worth pausing. Okay. Okay, you got something? Here we go. First thing comes in, baseball, softball comes in. Got a bat. Just before collision, ball's coming in at, and it's got a mass of 0.025 slugs. There's not really an abbreviation for slugs. Sometimes I say SL. It's coming in at 85 miles an hour. That's V naught. And then the baseball bat hasn't swung yet, just before it hits. Now, during collision, you got the baseball bat, you got the ball temporarily deformed, and that's in contact. The T there is 10 milliseconds. And that's all we know about that. It's turning it around. And then just after collision, now the ball's heading out the other way. This is just kind of get your directions right. Keep you from making a dumb mistake, which is probably the number one mistake here. V final is 150 miles per hour. Mm-hmm. Anything else? That's all I know. Very good. Okay, so now you go to the equation train, and impulse is famous for its equation train. There's all these ways to do impulse. It's multifaceted here. So you pick you look at your problem, and you'll have this on the equation sheet. Then you look at the equation train and say, how do I want to attack this problem? Well, somebody give me one of these. Which one should I use?
The M V final minus V naught one.
Okay, I'm going to need that. I'm going to need this one. And then what's the other part? What's the other side of the equation? What am I solving for? Impulse? What am I solving for? How many pounds of force, right? So the only other one it could be would be this one. So I'll put those two together. Okay. Let's go back here. So I got F bar. It's average if it's delta T. The only way that thing is instantaneous, I didn't talk about this in class. If I equals the integral of F dt, then it's instantaneous force. But that'll be a June thing. So we're still stuck in algebra. So F bar delta T equals, oh, the good, there she is, equals M, change in momentum, mv final minus V naught. Doesn't this just look like Newton's second law rearranged? Oh, Newton, you marketing genius. So we're solving for F bar. Really, this problem is just Newton's second law. And so now I plug in mass 0.0, oh, 02, my memory's shot, 025 0.025 slugs times V final. Uh-oh. Is delta V 65 miles per hour?
Yeah.
Looks
Wouldn't
like it
V
is.
final be negative?
It's negative 65.
No.
V final is negative. So you would do like negative 150 minus 85?
Yeah. She's up here. Yeah, she pooed outside, but not peed. So I'm sitting there watching her. I'm gonna make that way positive. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna make that way positive. So isn't that now I don't need to do it in a drawing. So let's see. I don't need to do it in a drawing because I have an arrow there. But in the equation, it's gonna be this is the part that screws students up. It's gonna be, and this may be on the test tomorrow. There's one kind of like it. 150. I mean, I'm well aware that I can only do 30 points beyond what's on the take-home test. 150 miles per hour minus, like Sophia said, the initial velocity is negative minus a minus 85 miles per hour. Okay. Divide all that by, she got stuck over there. Divide all that by 10 milliseconds. Okay, I'm not going to fall for that one. 0.01 seconds. She did poo out there though. Sure. Now, okay, so now it's really 235 is the delta, because think about it. That baseball batter, that softball batter had to take that ball coming in at 85, not just stop it, but turn it around and send it back the other way. That's a lot of force in a 10 milliseconds. That's fairly typical for a baseball and a bat or a softball and a bat, about 10 millisecond contact. Still got a problem. Anybody see the problem? I'm trying to get my answer in terms of pounds. So what's my problem still with my numbers?
You have to convert the slugs.
I'm leaving slugs. I'm gonna leave it in slugs.
The hour.
Yeah, I gotta convert this and this into feet per second. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I'm just letting you know. Those are gonna be converted to feet per second. I'd go ahead and I would just take the difference, right? Then convert that to feet per second. So a little, this could have been a gold standard problem. And perhaps it would be tomorrow, but I haven't written the test yet, but that'd be a pretty good gold standard problem. I'm gonna put a little note to myself. Possible. But you get to use your notes. Now, you can use, okay, the rule is you can use worksheets. The only thing you can't use, you can have worksheets in front of you. The only thing you can't have is the take-home test. That's cheating. You can handwrite the take-home test, but you can't have the actual take-home test in front of you. That's a little too close for comfort. But you can have, it's legal to have, like students on the last test of the year, they'll actually tape in their packet. They'll copy off their packet and they'll tape in the pages into the notebook just in order. And it's, what do I care? That's fantastic. Okay. But you cannot tape in. I had one kid. I had to take away his notebook and I caught it early, so I didn't make it a 0, but I had to take away the notebook. And he claims he didn't understand, but I thought I made it clear. Anyway, so 2 more problems. Now let's look at the take-home test. There was that problem I did. Take-home test. right here. We're going to do 14, and we did 15 already. We'll do 14 and 16, and we'll call her good for the day until we meet for the video key. So 14, we have a civil engineer. We already, if you went, and I noticed about 70 people have watched this. Some of you probably have watched this, but we'll pick it up where we left off there. So this is a civil engineer trying to design a water barrel system to slow you down. I mean, your car is 2,300 kilograms. That's pretty typical for a decent size, say a truck or something. But that's your V naught. Notice the I roof. There's your V final. It's much better to hit a wall at 10 meters a second than at 35 meters a second. So that's what those water barrels do, is they're slowing you down. They're giving you enough time. Okay, so we're trying to solve for how much impulse. So we're trying to solve for I. We go back to our train. We say, okay, which one do I want from what I'm given? They weren't asking for force yet. Looks like I'm still going to use that, right? Because I'm got the initial velocity, final velocity, but now they want impulse. So I want that part of it. So now I have I is equal to M V final minus V naught. Just getting the equation will give you some good points if you can do that much. M delta V, MV final minus V naught. Okay, now you plug it in. I'll give you a minute. You plug it in. Because there's still a chance to make a mistake. There's a couple of chances to make a mistake. So you're plugging in, plugging in. I don't like it when my doctor says, call me immediately. Please call me immediately. Okay. So here we go. Let's see if you caught the what you had to do there. So I, trying to solve for I, is equal to 2,300 kilograms. Thank goodness we're back in MKS. Times V final. Okay, that's the negative 10. Now I think on the video practice, I think I was just rushing through this and I got them flipped. Someone told me that. Negative 10 I roof, but you put the I roof in there, meters per second minus a negative, watch your signs, 35 I roof meters per second. Boom. Okay. So it's really plus, right? Minus a minus. So it ends up being I roof. I'm sorry. I, not I roof. I as an impulse is 2,300 kilograms times that's 25 I roof meters per second, which means that you can still screw this up. 2,300 times 25, which is 57,500, right? 57,500. What are my units? Well, it's okay to say just kilogram dot meter per second because impulse does have the units of change in momentum, right? That's on the equation train. But there's a mistake. What do I do?
You need to convert it to milliseconds. Or
I
not
will.
the seconds, but
I
like,
will. In part B, you're right. But there's a mistake. If I don't even forget part B, I made a mistake in part A. Nobody?
Do you need to keep the I roof?
Thank you. There's the point. I roof, because impulse is a vector. It is a vector. So it's in the direction of the change in momentum. All right, now we go to part B. Part B.
Wait, can you put it at Newton seconds instead of
Yes.
okay.
Yes. you have the choice. I left it in the because it's fine. But you're right. In part B, as a matter of fact, you probably do want to put it in Newton seconds. Either way, kilogram meter per second is a Newton second. You can prove it to yourself. So for the equation train on this one, for part B, I'm going to not, this time I don't want, I want the average force. So I'm going to use basically this. That'll be my part B. So I have I equals F bar times delta T. So if F bar then is just I divided by delta T. So F bar then is 57,500 I roof Newton dot seconds. It's okay to interchange that. Divided by, and then Sophia's correctly, I don't want to say 750, but I'll just go ahead and put, this is in your head, right? You don't need to show this unit analysis. 0.750 seconds. So seconds kill, go away. I'm left with newtons. And you end up with like 57500 divided by 0.75. All right, that's 76,667 I roof newtons. And that's positive. So, one's kilonewtons. I'm sorry, kilonewtons. So 76.7. It's good enough. 3 siggies. 76.7 kilonewtons. Kilonewtons. Because it did say kilonewtons. Okay. Whew. So far, so good. You ready for the last problem of the year? The last problem until June, that is. But in June, we're not going to sit here and just work problems. We are going to work some. A lot of it in June is conceptual and big picture stuff. We will go back and work. We will, you know, there's going to be some hard-nosed math too in June. We'll do what we can in June. I mean, I'm thinking, oh, but then we got 2 field trips. We got a cookout. You know, we got to go run stadium steps. There's things we got to do, and that's only have 12 sessions. So, but we'll get you ready for AP next year or college physics. Okay, 16, last one. And I think if you came to the late night practice on the take-home test, we at least drew the free body. So if you don't have that yet, go ahead. You draw the free body. I'll draw the free body, and then we'll talk about it. Obviously, you got to tilt your axis. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Tilting my axis. Okay. And I'll give you a break. I'll help you out here. I'll give you there's 5 forces. I gave you one of them. I'm such a nice guy. That's your MG. Always points towards the center of the earth. Normal is always perpendicular to the contact surface. We got a huge, make your force of push big, because that's going to take a lot of force. When you're trying to go uphill, that's hard enough. If you're a runner and you go run up a hill and then you want to speed up running up a hill, woo, that's going to be rough. You're going to be sweating it out. Same with the car, though. You want to speed up it, especially pulling a trailer. Oh my gosh. I speak from experience. So much energy goes into just getting up the hill. And then you speed up. We'll look at that in a second. Okay, so then we have, this is a road friction, which is fairly minor. And then we must have a very aerodynamic car because we're not getting a whole lot of drag. That's F sub S for road friction, and then force of push. We're being pushed by the hill, by the way. Questions on that? Might as well do this. Get rid of that. Might as well do this. FS, okay, is there. And then I'm going to do this crazy thing. I wouldn't want you to leave this year without knowing this. If vector's at an angle, you're not going to believe this, but it's the hypotenuse of a right triangle. Okay. I'm going to fill in my right triangle. Okay. That's the only one. We tilted the axis. Otherwise, we would have had 1, 2, 3, 4 right triangles. We cut it down to 1 by tilting the axis. Magic. That's X, and there's my Y. Okay, so we're supposed to, in the box here, write the symbol equation. We're used to this stuff. So we got F, we're going to assume direction of motion is positive, right? So we got FP minus RA, always minus RA. Never, you find yourself adding air drag to your F equals MA, you messed up. Minus F sub S, 95% of the time that's subtracted. Minus what? Minus what?
Are you saying MG cosine 80?
MG, thank you, cosine 80. See, that's 10, therefore that's 80. Now, hopefully that's in your head by now. Equals not MAX this time because that's not how they gave us the numbers. So we'd use more like Newton's, we'd use Newton's original second law, M delta V over T. Okay, that's the way you want to do it. Okay, and we're solving for FP. FP then equals, we're going to add all these up, RA plus FS plus MG cosine 80 plus M delta V.
Hey, ASCII, I think your screen broke.
Oh, hold on. Oh, thank you. Okay, hold on. Stop sharing. Okay, you can see me.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's try it again. Thank you for that. Good catch. Yeah, it's back. Sorry. Boom, there it is. So there's your summation of force equals mass and acceleration. Then I solved everything for the force of push. And at this point, it's plug and chug. You're, and I'll talk about this here when we start in on, when I get to this problem on the key, the video key, I have all the numbers worked out and I'll talk about it, how crazy this is. But anyway, let's wrap this up. 16, you can do the rest, plug in numbers. But 16B, how much contact, what's contact force mean? Normal, okay. Normal just means perpendicular, but contact is that solid. So now we go to the y direction. Much simpler. We have N minus MG
Sine of 80.
sine 80. Thank you. Equals 0 because it's not levitating, it's not sinking, right? So if that's the case, if A minus B equals 0, then A equals B. So N just equals MG sine 80. Let me erase that part. That'll be confusing. So boom, and this is once again a plugger chugger, 2000 for M, 9.81, and then make sure you're in degrees, and you'll get the how much contact you have, which is quite a bit. Okay. Now in class, I think that's pretty much what's next. Yeah, see, we didn't get, the next thing was 612, but we didn't really get to it. It's just some more inclined plane stuff. There's some stuff with that Crazy Joe. That's a good problem. Daggone it. We may hit some of that. Maybe we'll do one of those in June, just no more practice. But mostly June's going to be, new stuff. We start off talking about gravity and string theory. And so I want to keep it interesting as well as practical. And try it out for free. You don't need to commit. Just that Thursday next week, show up 6:30 to 7:30. Now, I'm not going to make the recordings public, though, because there are people paying money for this. It's not, why would I'll make it private. So this is part of our business. But I am giving it to you for 75% off, and it's a pretty good deal, I guess. The thing is, I give it for free because I want to do it anyway. But I have programmers that I've paid them a couple $100, and they've been working for me since January. Been selflessly working, but I owe them about $1,000 each. So any money I make goes right to them. But I'm just trying to get them paid off so they don't just up and leave me. Okay. I keep telling them, big money's coming. Big money's coming. Now we're going to be nonprofit, but they got to get their pay eventually. We just offer scholarships. Okay. So I think let me turn this off, unless there is questions about what we did, we're going to call that good. And then I'm going to break for a few minutes. And then it's up to you whether you stick around. I'm going to hit the end button. You can just stay on if you want. I'll come back on the air here in about 10 minutes because I got to get this thing recorded. Okay. Any questions before we take a 10-minute break?
So you know how you're recording the summer sessions?
Yes.
Will you be able to, like, say I miss a session? Would you be able
Yes.
to
Now,
come in?
anybody that's in the group, I will give them the code to get yeah, we'll still have them on our YouTube channel, but it'll be under a special, well, it's a different YouTube channel, but it'll be under you have to have the code to get on and be encrypted. But if you're part of the group, you'll get that, Yeah, because I don't expect people to come to every one of them.
How do you pay by cash? Because you said something about that earlier.
Yeah. Cash is $30, and you could stop by the school. I've had a couple kids at school just pay me $30 cash. You could do it through Visa online, but it's $32. There's a $2 fee. So 32 versus 30. I don't know if it's worth the gas to come to the high school. You can just do, and what you do is you'd pay for the first week, and then you would cancel. You don't cancel the payment, but then you don't pay anymore. Like it'll want you to pay every week. And once you pay that first payment, you don't pay anymore. That's how you get it for 75% off.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah. Or you just pay cash and then you're never on the agenda. I mean, you are, I know you're there, but you're never officially, then you don't have to worry about any kind of Visa transaction or nothing. So, okay. I hope to see as many of you as I can there. I'd love, because you're a good bunch. And I promise you, I'll be working hard to make it good. You're my guinea pigs, but then again, I'm going to try and, make it worth your time. All right. So I'm going to cut off here for about 10 minutes and then we'll start up again. Looks like around 2:07, 2:08 for the video key. All right. See you in a few.